I put the Tim in Tempur-Pedic, how they sleep on me. Niggas ain't qualified to speak on me, let alone critique on me. They want me crash out, but I got too much at stake to let them T-bone me. But if you looking for us, know where we gon' be. Yeah, T.O.P. I give it to him P.O.V. You can see it through my eyes, that's the key, low-key. Yeah. You was quick to pay a visit cause
this
you
is
needed me.
another one of
Now
iPod and Oddball. I don't know. I guess I'll put them together. This is where sports and our regular pod are gonna intersect. But we got a special guest with us today, as always. Your boy Mark J.
Got Pie Rashad. We ain't doing the rap today.
We usually do it right. We ain't even gonna try and mess it up. But then our special guest, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself.
Lashae, but everybody calls me Shay. So
Look,
just Shay.
so on the iPod, we just don't talk about what's happening. We talk about what it means. Today's conversation lives at the crossroads of faith, football, money, and power, where contracts shape up futures, decisions made at 18 can echo for a lifetime. With our guest today is the head of legal for Divine Sports and Entertainment, a faith-based, full-service sports agency representing athletes at every stage of the game. Divine's Hall of Fame family includes Devin Hester, Rod Woodson, Walter Jones, and Derek Brooks. And their current roster spans the NFL in nearly every major collegiate conference. Athletes such as Super Bowl winner Nelson Aguilar, Pro Bowler Allen Robinson, University of Kentucky's own J.J. Hester, and Western Kentucky's own Marvin Parrish. Well, I don't know. He was a senior, so. But this isn't just about the contracts. It's about the integrity in an industry built on leverage, faith in a space driven by profits, and protecting athletes on and off the field, mentally, financially, and spiritually. A Louisville native, proud AKA, Lashae Richie, legal mind, operating at the highest levels of the sports world. I knew look, you see if she could get it from laughing. She's helping redefine what representation looks like. This is the eyeball, and this one's more than about the game.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay.
She almost got through it without laughing.
Right. Look, we're going to go ahead and get this out the way. You got your Kentucky stuff on, and I just knew you was going to do that, so I had to counteract it with my shirt.
Okay, well.
Y'all know what it is. For the people who listen, she pulled up in the University of Kentucky toboggan.
Yes,
I had to flex on him one time.
Yes.
In a shirt that might get him jumped on the University of Kentucky's campus, but we'll keep it cool today. We'll keep it cool.
It is what it is.
Before we get into all the serious stuff, I got a Louisville icebreaker for you, for my Louisville people. What's better, Indy's Chicken Kings or King's Chicken?
I'm going to have to go to Indy's.
Okay.
Indy's.
Okay.
You know, Chicken King at the good barbecue chicken, but if I just want like a 6-piece spicy, I gotta go to Indy's.
That's the proper answer. She gets
With
double
2 hot
points.
sauce.
That was the proper answer. If you from here, that is the proper answer. Kid Shay, Robin's Roost, Skate World, or Champs?
Champs, for sure. And not the one, what's the one, LaGrange, or what's the one out east?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask
we
you.
were going to Man Slick.
Man Slick. That's what. Okay. Shout out to Man Slick Champs. If you know, you know. Grippo's, hot fries, or hot Cheetos?
Grippo's. No. Hot fries.
Blue bag, Andy's.
No. The yellow.
There's an acceptable answer.
Okay. Tahitian Treat or Big Red?
I'm gonna have to go with Big Red. Tahitian Treat's a little bit too sweet, almost. Like it's like a punch. I mean, it is a punch, but like I like the soda of the Big Red, like the bite. Tahitian Treat is just a little more sweet than I like.
Lastly, if we were to catch you bump into any of these three, who is it most likely? Bryson Tiller, Jacka G.
I'm probably gonna go Bryson Tiller.
Yeah,
I can see that.
It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. That was our Louisville quiz.
You know, I also listen to a lot of One Tank Timmy from Louisville.
Okay.
So.
Shout out One Take. Shout out One Take. Okay.
We're going to have Southside Mike on here next week, and that's who he just produced for. So.
Nice.
Shout out Southside. Shout out One Take. He's funny. He's a funny dude too.
It's kind of warm.
That was good.
But the chicken answer is literally our answer, like verbatim. Like
At the end.
Indies, but that barbecue chicken from
It's
Chicken King.
fire. But I need the hot sauce from Indies. But the older I get, the like it just my stomach.
That shit hot. From
But I
I'm
can't
talking
stop
about that hot
eating it.
sauce.
No, I
That hot
love it,
sauce
but
from
I cannot eat it without it. Like
you pay for it in the end though.
deal with the consequences.
Right.
But I'm gonna eat the hot sauce, like 2 of them.
I
Yeah.
feel you.
You just gotta space it out now. Can't do it as often as you used to.
No. Which Indies though? Which one?
Oh, that's another
Yeah.
Because they're not equal.
Look,
I'll be at the same one as you. What's Indian Trail?
Yeah, I sit right between them though. I sit right between Indian Trail and the Fern Valley one. So,
Then you got Broadway too though.
and then the Fern Valley one stays open a little later. You got the Broadway one. That's if I'm down there though. Yeah, but then if you're down there, it's like Chicken King's is right here and King's Chicken's right here too.
You know, honestly, I prefer Broadway, but you cannot sleep on 3rd Street. The one on
That's
3rd
what I
Street,
always
Right.
hear. That's what I
stays
always
fresh
hear.
always.
That's
And they got a drive-through. Well, they all got drive. The one on Broadway don't have a drive-through, but
yeah, but no. That's what I hear. I just haven't experienced it. And that's what everyone says. It's always fresh, bro.
that's how it's.
It's always quick.
Good answer. Good answer.
It is.
Yes.
Okay. We
What you
gonna
got?
rewind back to the
Rewind.
beginning. Mike, we go back to your childhood. Tell me about like, did you always dream big? I kind of already know the answer, but like,
Yes, always. No, I always knew I wanted to be in sports, but I just didn't know what area. At first, I wanted to go to medical school. When I came into college, I was like, I'll be a sports doctor. Chemistry, no. Chemistry and bio like revealed that was not going to be the career for me. So then I think I met with like one of those career counselors, and I did like those generic exams. But she was like, I think you might, you like helping people and blah blah blah. So then I was like, all right, I want to be an agent, a sports agent. Because I had cousins and family that played sports. I never played sports, but I was always like into it. So I kind of figured like get behind the scenes, and that was kind of the path I took. So I decided to go to law school, but I knew it was always going to be big, like something big. Like that was.
So biology and chemistry is like, yeah, it took me back. But law school, that's cake.
No, it was not cake. It was just.
That's
I mean, when you go to medical school, like it's either 1 + 1 is 2. That's how cut and dry it is. Law school was more gray area, so you can like fluff in the gray. And I feel like that's kind of what I did. Like a lot was just, because there's really no. I mean, there's really no right or wrong. I mean, there is, but if you can argue it well, like a professor's gonna pass you. So, and I didn't come out of law school getting into sports. I actually became a prosecutor when I first graduated because I had an internship, and they were like, hey, if you need a job when you graduate. So it kind of fell into my lap. And I was like, all right, I did like criminal law, I did like evidence. So that's kind of how I got into that. And then like a couple years in, I was like, I loved it, but I was like, this isn't really what I went to law school for. Like I knew I wanted to be in sports. And then I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, and I'm starting seeing like the emergence of these women in sports, like Nicole Lynn, looking at Kelly Masters, and I'm like, I literally why am I not doing what I wanted to do? Like, so this is 2026. So about 2023, I was like, I had a friend, she left, shout out to Ashley. She left being a lawyer, and now she's about to go to medical school. She practiced for about maybe 10 years. And I was like, if she's doing what she wants to do, after all this time, like I have to kind of get on my path. So I signed up to take the agent exam, the NFL agent exam, and very expensive test. So I was like, Lord, please let me pass. I did not pass the first time. I will say that I did not pass the first time. Open book. And I think when you hear open book, you're like, all right, whatever, I'll rely on my notes.
Still time though, right? Or something?
Yeah, it was definitely timed.
Yeah, so it's...
I didn't pass the first time, but then you get a free retake. But you got to wait a year because it's only offered once a year. So I had to wait till June of 2024. Was it 2025? It was 2024. And then I passed it that time. So here we are. And I met Divine. I got in contact with Divine Sports before I had got my results the second time. So I always tell people, like, it literally was divine timing because I had not been connected with them the first time I took the exam. So I was literally gonna go out here and just, I guess, teach myself how to be an agent. Like, take the exam, get licensed, and then now what? And then April of the year I passed. So I took the test in July. So I'm connected with them in April and I got an internship.
Okay.
And then they were like, oh, you're taking the exam. They gave me a lot of tips. And then I'm passing. So then that's how I got on with them. But I'm like, it was literally just perfect timing because I would not have known what to do had I just passed the exam the first time. I would have been like, probably not even licensed anymore. But that's how that kind of came about.
Real quick, is there something you have to do to keep your license?
Yes, you have. So you have to pay every year. You have to pay the fee, and then you have to pay for insurance, malpractice insurance. It's kind of like malpractice insurance. And then within 3 years of you passing the exam, you have to sign, get someone sign, essentially. So like year one, year two, and then by that third year, if you haven't gotten to one, I think you gotta start the process over again. But as long as you're paying your money in the first 2 years, you're good.
It is definitely eat what you kill.
It
It
Right.
is
is.
definitely eat what you kill.
No
And that's if
pressure.
that's the case. Yeah, no pressure at
And
all.
it's
But
it's not, I mean, depending on like what agency and stuff, like, it's not as easy. For me, at least, I thought I would come in like, "Oh, I know this person, I know this person." No, it's completely different than what I expected. Like, I tell people, like, I have never been left on red so many times in my TM.
that's
It's just the
crazy.
nature of the industry. I'm trying to connect,
Right.
speak a whole new language to 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, and it's just, you got big names out here, you got people, big companies who people wanna go to, so here I am trying to sell myself. So was maybe 5 other people trying to sell themselves to the same athlete. So
Right.
I definitely questioned it. I was like, "Oh gosh, I don't know if this is really, if this is for me," but
Now, what's your role as head of legal, like operating in that capacity? Like, is your role the same as everyone's, or is it legal and the agent part? Like,
yes.
what all? Yeah, okay.
So because I'm an attorney, I do a lot of like the reviewing. They'll
Okay.
send over NIL contracts, legal questions surrounding any type of representation, but I'm also an agent as well. So it's a lot, but I love it.
That is. So you do both.
It's hot.
I would say jumping in.
We don't care where you went to college.
What?
We like,
That's
what high school did you
crazy.
go to?
That's crazy.
Went to Fern Creek, class of 2011.
I'm a tiger to a wildcat.
Wildcat, yes.
Yeah, I was about to say. And then where'd you
Past
go for
president,
law school?
Northern Kentucky.
Okay, so in North.
Yes.
North.
And I lived here in Louisville and commuted. If anyone's ever lived in Northern Kentucky, it was just not. I lived up there my first year. I lived with my aunt because she went to Northern, so she just lived up there. So she let me live with her. And then I was like, not really feeling the area. Didn't see too many people who looked like me. I was like, So I was like, I'm gonna transfer to Louisville because my grandfather had gotten sick. Um, so I was like, I'm gonna move back home to be closer to home. My grandfather had gotten sick. Tried to transfer to Louisville, did not get in. Don't know how I didn't get in. I was on the dean's list, like whatever. But at that point, I had already moved into an apartment here in Louisville when I got the. So I kind of jumped the gun and moved back before I had even figured out if I was gonna go to U of L or not. Didn't get into U of L, so I went down to part time up at Chase. So I was going maybe like 2 or 3 days a week, depending on the semester, just driving up 71. Yeah, I got a brand new car once I because I put so many miles on my car.
That's what I was
Yep.
about to say. I grew up in Oldham County, exit 22. So like I already know, I feel like 71 30-minute rides was long growing up. You talking about hitting that about hour 15, hour 30.
Yeah.
So I
Been
already
pulled
know.
over before, like speeding because I'm late to class. I was like, gosh, I will never do anything like this again.
That's
You
it
got
didn't
through it
stop.
though.
I was
I
about to say,
did.
didn't stop though. Didn't stop though. And then is there any part of like growing up, like your faith or anyone in your life that you think like stirred you or prepared you for working for a faith-based or faith-driven
Oh,
firm
definitely.
like Divine?
My grandparents, super into church, super, I'm not gonna say religious, but super, you know, God,
Spiritual.
Jesus, yeah, like, um, definitely started me and my sister out at a young age. So a very strong faith rooted on what they taught me, and then going for myself. And then, like, I'll say, even when my grandfather passed, and after my first year of law school, I was pretty much done. Kept telling my sister, I was like, I don't want to go back. Like, I was so depressed because he was literally like my best friend. Like, Lashae, you know this, like literally my best friend. So when he passed, I was like, I'm done. I'll figure it out. And I thought, I was like, he would be so upset with me. Like, if I quit. Because I remember he told me one time, I think it was after a final of law school, I told him, I called him, I was like, I'm on the dean's list, whatever. I don't remember the conversation. And he was like, oh, when you graduate and you get this big fancy office, he's like, I want you to put a plaque outside your door that says like granddaughter of Robert and Anna, something along those lines. I don't remember. And like at that moment, I was just like, oh my gosh, he's really, really proud of me. Like, cried, everything. So I thought back to that and I was like, I would literally like I would make him so upset if I just quit right now because I knew he was so proud of me. So my grandparents were major, major, major key in who I am today and everything that I have done.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's inspirational for our community right there. Anybody who's ever been in a situation like that, anybody who may be in a situation like that, just know you're not the only one. And
No.
in the midst of chaos, there are greater things on the other side for you.
That's
But no,
That was one of my questions. If you had any like breakdowns or like moments where you're like, nah, like I ain't doing this.
yeah, it was like huge fire up under my butt they were. So I just feel like I owed it to them because they raised me and my sister. So I just owed it to them to just be great, for lack of a better word, like to just go out here and grind, and because they instilled the work ethic in me. So I was like, it's paying homage to me when I'm out here doing all the things that I do because I'm always gonna bring them up. So I'm like, that's just my way of paying homage.
Shout out to Granny Richie too.
Shout out to Anna. She is doing fine. Anna,
that's what's up. That's what's up. That's hilarious.
Sister Richie to
man.
everybody else.
Sister Richie.
Sister Richie.
Yeah.
no, she's
Sound
great.
like a rich lady. Sound like a
She's
rich lady.
great.
We can go into the work.
Okay, only thing I was gonna say was no. That's it on that.
What are you ever sipping on?
Yeah, let the audience know, Lashae.
Today,
Let the audience know.
It's out of my Star Wars cup, and
He's geeking. That means he's geeking.
Right. I'm trying to think of what kind of bourbon. It's
Shout out
benchmark
to
or something.
Kentucky.
Right. I'm always sipping bourbon on, especially on here.
It's just occasionally for me.
If you look at my videos, like an episode from the beginning to the end, you know that like, okay, he didn't drink all that cup. So
Yeah.
as it goes, it just,
As it goes, it flows.
It flows, yes.
it's just how it is.
Yeah.
So.
We gotta see how hard he be smiling by the end of the episode.
It's already starting. But yeah.
It's already
Some bourbon. Good old bourbon.
Nice.
Let's see. What did you get your degrees in? Like what's the path that you took to get to where you at?
So undergrad, I went marketing, because I was like, I can tie this into sports market. Honestly, that's just, it wasn't well thought. I mean, not saying it was a bad, but I didn't really put like too much thought. I was like, I knew I wanted to go to law school. So I was like, I'll just take any kind of business route. And then I got my JD, which is my Juris Doctorate from law school.
That's it? Like, I'm not that's it.
No, I don't have any more degrees.
I didn't mean it like that, but I meant like,
yeah, that's it.
He's trying to shake some degrees at you. What else you can?
Right. No.
Like, I honestly did. So, like, I thought about as of recent as probably a year ago, going back and get like my master's in sports administration, but college is expensive, and I'm thinking like, how much is it gonna benefit me? Like, I'm kind of already in the sports industry. Well, I am in the sports industry. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but I'm still trying to weigh out like how it's gonna benefit if I go and get this degree. What more do I need to do? I mean, I already got the JD. So I don't know. And a lot of people don't go like undergraduate JD masters. They'll go like undergraduate masters JD. So I'm like, I mean, I haven't been I graduated law school in 2019. I haven't been to school. It's been a minute. So I'm like, I don't know. So maybe not. I don't know. Still deciding.
What about the bar exam? When'd you take that?
Jesus. I took it in February of 2019. So it's administered twice a year. February, July,
Mm-hmm.
and I took it in 2020, February 2020, right before COVID. I graduated December, and you have this like period from where you graduate to the bar exam where you're literally cramming everything you learned from law school to study for the bar exam. So like you can't work because you're literally studying 8 to 10 hours a day. Took it in February of 2020. I didn't think I was going to take it because my aunt had passed away January 2020, and we spent a lot of time in the hospital. So I was like, I don't think I'm prepared. But at that point, it was already paid for. I was like, if I fail, I'll just retake it again. Took it February 2020. It was like the last week of February. And then COVID happened. So I started my job. The first week I started my job, there's like, whoop, everybody gotta go home because of COVID. So we were working from home. I literally learned how to
That's crazy.
practice law like from home. The first year was I
That's
got sworn
crazy.
in over
That's
Zoom.
crazy.
Everything was from home. I got my results in April. Passed on the first try. Shout out to God. But I couldn't go celebrate because it was April 2020. So, just had a couple friends over my apartment and we like, had some drinks, but couldn't go out to no bar. So I feel like I'm not gonna say I feel like I got robbed, but I would have liked the big
You just say it.
the big
You just say
celebration.
you got robbed of your moment.
Right.
Then I didn't walk because December graduates will had a walk in May anyways, so I didn't get to walk. And then one of my coworkers, she was like, "I think you should do a photo shoot anyways, like cap and gown." And I'm like, at this point, I had been a lawyer for a year. I was like, the moment's gone. Moment's gone. I'm a lawyer. I'm practicing. It's all good. Like I was okay with it. But to all those people who didn't, get to graduate, it still happens, and there's nothing we could have did about it. But I feel for the people who, I don't know, maybe it had been like their only time they would have got to, if they were graduating high school and they didn't go to college, like the only time they got to have that moment. But, much we
That's
can do
pretty
about
crazy.
that.
Is
That
that
is pretty crazy.
the toughest exam you've ever taken?
Yeah, which one was tougher? That or
The
the
bar
exam?
exam and the NFL contract.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm going to say the bar because the bar was right. You had to write. We had to write. We had a whole day contributed to writing. It's a 2-day exam. The NFLPA exam was just multiple choice, hard multiple choice, but it was only multiple choice. So I'll probably say the bar, but the PA exam was very difficult, like very, very, very difficult. A lot of numbers, calculations, like you got to calculate salary cap, you got to, stuff like that. So
Okay, I got you.
if they
I
would have had a
got
right
you.
portion, it probably would have been higher.
This is kind of random. Do you ever think about like tutoring people that want to be lawyers and be like, this is what to expect?
Yes, I do. Like, I feel like that's where I feel like I'm just supposed to be in that space of helping younger generation. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I just got a lot of just going on, like how I can start some type of like nonprofit, something to where, um, I mean, it wouldn't just be to young girls, young men and women as well, but like have this program with like young women who don't have a lot of opportunities or see themselves as having a lot of opportunities and just kind of like taking them under my wing and let's go out to, Jeff Ruby's one day and I'll show you what, Jeff Ruby's is like, or go to the mall. And then that's how you build those relationships, at least to me, and like take them shopping and then say, well, these girls were obviously interested in like the legal career. So that's just like something I have in my head, like I want to do for women, for young women who just don't really have that opportunity. So maybe one day
That's
down the
dope.
line.
That's dope.
That's one thing I've always admired about you. Like, you go figure it out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you be like, I want to do this. And then you figure it out. So, like, that's dope.
Shout out to God. Cause
That's
I think I really do. Like everything that I say I've wanted to do, I've done. Like almost. Like, okay, I want to be an AK. I became an AK. I want to be a sports agent. It took a little bit, but I became a sports agent. I want to be a lawyer. So I do have a lot of grit and grind. And I'm like, I need to show other people like they can do it too. And Rashad, I came from the west end of Louisville. Like 2 parents, retired grandparents raised me and my sister. And it's very cliche, but it's true though. Like when you look at stats and stuff like that, like how many people are doing what I'm doing who came from where I came from. So I just want to show people that it doesn't have to end. You can do it. So like I don't know how else to say it, but like it's hard,
Not
but
for real.
definitely doable. So and that's just like I feel like that's where my work is to be.
Definitely. I can agree.
I remember what I
Still
was gonna
figuring it out
ask.
though.
AKA. My mama's a AKA. My
Shout
cousin's a
out to
AKA. Oh gosh. Let's see. Shout out Bryson. Shout out his mom. AKA. I'm surrounded by AKAs. I'm surrounded by AKAs. I be catching my daughters. I be catching them in pink and green, and my mama laughing. You feel me? No, but can you
yes.
tell us anything about that experience? What that was like at what was it at University of Kentucky? I'm guessing.
No, so I actually did grad chapter in 2021 here in Louisville. So it was I have 30 line sisters. There was 30 of us online. I mean, I love all my sisters. I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of people that don't have sisters that were on the line. You know, at least for like my line, you got 30 new sisters. And then the work that we do in the community is what it's really about. I think it was perfect for me because I love mentoring. I love being that person. Not that you can't do it without being in a sorority, but like I just think it connects you to a lot of different people and a lot of opportunities that you may have not known about. So great networking, but shout out to the first and the finest. Our Founders Day is coming up. Just throwing that out there, January 15th.
Was that
118
1906?
years of just
Okay.
service and sisterhood. 1908. 1906 is
1908.
also.
My bad. My bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I didn't mean to mix you up.
We might have to drop this specific clip on that day then. Thank you for telling us that.
Yes,
January 15th.
Founders?
Mm-hmm.
Am I lagging?
So a little bit.
just a little bit.
Okay. Go ahead.
The field you work in, obviously male dominated. First off, being a lawyer. Second off, going into sports. Even though women play sports too, but it looks like that you're surrounded by a bunch of men and what you do. Like, how does that feel? And I heard you mention earlier, you said, you had those women that inspired you to keep going. So, like, how does that feel, I guess?
I mean, it still feels like an old boys club. But I just think the times that we're in now, like I don't even think about it anymore. Like at first I did, and that's what I think kept me from doing it for so long. I was like, this is such a male dominant industry. You just get imposter syndrome. Like, are these athletes are really going to trust the women? Are they going to think that a woman knows what she's doing? Then are they going to think that she knows what she's talking about? But like nowadays, I mean, look at Nicole Lynn. Like she represents Jalen Hurts. Like you have women who are doing it and they're like shattering records and breaking like just going through the ceiling. So I'm like, there's just no way that you can have that mentality now. So like I said, I don't even think about it anymore. It's like I can show you that I know my stuff. I can show you that, professionalism, all that. So I don't think me being a woman should be the deciding factor. That's what I should say.
Yeah. How do you feel about Lamar Jackson's mom, like helping him on that side of it? Like just stuff like that.
Love that. I love that. She should go get certified. She should go get certified if she's not already. Like real talk, because it's someone you trust. Like a lot of people don't want to keep it separate, but I'm like, who else are you gonna trust more than your mom? And she's gonna have your best interest out for you. So I
For sure.
love that. I feel like if I had a son, I wish you would get another agent. Like I'm gonna be your agent. Like because I'm gonna make sure T's are crossed and I's are dotted. So I think that's great, and I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, she's not the only one who's doing it, so I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more and more moms. They should really just probably get certified. Like, I mean, if they don't, because you have to have to sign an NFL contract, you have to have a certified agent, contract advisor, an SRA is what it's called. So either they're working with one closely, but like I said, I see nothing wrong with it as long as everyone's working together. That makes sense.
You remember the show The Game?
Yes, Tasha Mack. Yes.
Tasha Mack. Tasha
Yes.
Mack.
Shout out to Tasha Mack.
I swear.
She
You draw any inspiration
Yeah.
from that? Is it anything like that?
Mac. I think she had her, personal stuff aside. If you watch, like, she was a good businesswoman.
Yeah.
I think she definitely had Malik's best interest. Like I said, she had a lot of BS going on in her life, but she was a great agent. So yes, I could be like a Tasha Mack with my kids.
Remember
Maybe.
a scene
That
where
would be pretty cool.
Malik was making a lasagna.
I keep seeing
I'm serving
something about
lasagna,
that.
not
Is that
ass.
okay?
I'm gonna put you to bed. Yes, that scene.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
I'm gonna put you to bed, Malik.
That's crazy.
Love that show.
Man, that's good. That's good.
So far, have you been in a room with anyone that has left you starstruck where you like, shit is, you know?
Honestly, yes. At the combine last year, Nicole Lynn, like,
So, ooh, okay.
so I saw her at the combine because NFL, we have to go to a seminar every year. It's a requirement. And they do one at the combine because they know most of the agents are going to be there. So it was my first combine last year. And here I am all dressed up because I didn't know what to expect. I mean, everyone's in jeans and I'm like in like a lawyer outfit almost. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I look like the new kid. Like even some of my like my agents I work with, they was like, this is sports. It's super casual. Like I'm like, I don't know. But I was standing in the back because there were no more seats, and then, like, she walks in, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Like, this is the woman who is the poster for me for being a female sports agent. So she walks in, and I'm like, "She's by herself." Well, she had, like, some of the other agents that she's with, but they were, I think, went ahead of her, and she's standing in the back, and I'm like, "Do I say something?" Like, I had this, like, dialogue. I'm like, "Do you don't wanna sound weird?" Like, But no, I said something. I, like, introduced myself, and I was just like, gave her flowers. I was like, thank you for being like just, a light, a beacon of light for especially Black women, young Black women in the sports
Mhm.
field. She was like, congratulations on becoming an agent, but just saying thank you and I appreciate it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I like completely fangirled.
And
So
then
it wasn't over
afterwards,
any
she was
athletes.
like,
It was over, the sports agent for
Your
me. Yes.
inspiration.
about to say afterwards, was she like, now I got to eat your lunch. We competing.
You still got to remember, like, idols become your rivals. Like, I mean, that's just what it is, especially in this industry. Like,
Nature of the beast.
we're just going at the end of the day, she's at another agency, but it was still just like a surreal moment. I was like, I just ran into Nicole in because when I was telling like my sorority sisters and like all my family, they would like send me like videos. It's like, this is this is who, this is her. I'm like, trust me, I'm well aware of who she is. Great. She's doing an awesome job. So yeah, that was my fangirl moment since becoming an agent.
That's dope. So I'm sure, like you just said, the little girl in you came out. What is something that you would tell your younger self, knowing what you know now?
Don't wait. You are enough. Literally, don't wait. I'm not like timing is everything, but I literally had that imposter syndrome coming out of law school. I'm not gonna say I love my job as a prosecutor. Loved it. I think I did great work, but that is not what I went to law school for. I knew I wanted to be in sports, but I was so intimidated by the field that it took me 4 years to be like, "What are you doing? Like, this isn't what you would." So I would tell my younger self, like, "You are enough." And tell that to everybody, every young person, you are enough. Like, don't think that you have to just make sure, I'm gonna say you're enough, but just make sure you're connected with the right people too as well. Networking is so big. I had met Ryan. Well, I didn't meet him. Ryan, he's one of the founders of Divine. I went to a sports agent boot camp. I went virtual because I didn't have enough time to fly down to Louisiana. I was literally everyone who was on the panel. I was on LinkedIn. I was finding them on Instagram because this is before I even joined. I was like finding them on Instagram, finding them on LinkedIn, and he was speaking about Divine, and I was like, let me find him. So I followed him on Instagram and then followed back, and that's how I saw that they were looking for interns. So I'm like, networking is you just got to put yourself out there, and that's hard for me. I'm very shy, I'm timid, but it's hard for me to talk about myself, and that's why I feel like starting off into this, I struggle a little bit because I'm like, I would go to games. I had to bring my sister with me to go to like football games because I'm so shy and like you want to introduce yourself to players afterwards and their families, and like my sister would like go. She's like, we're not leaving here till you say something.
You talking about Valise? Yeah.
I
Valise
had
will
to bring her
probably
on like
pull
the
you to do it.
wing. She was like my wing woman.
Yeah.
Literally, because I would just be like, maybe I'll follow him on Instagram. Maybe I'll talk to him on Instagram. My sister was like, no, you're going to go say something now.
He's right there.
Yes. It's just because
And I met,
it's hard for me to say, it's like really hard for me to just come out and be like, hey, this is how I can help you. Like, I'm just a shy person in general. So that's why. But my sister, she's not.
I was about to say, I've met Bailey's
Yes.
before. So as funny you say that, because I'm like, oh, okay, so you the other side. You the other
Correct.
side
She's
Bailey
outgoing and will push me. And like, the thing was, I kept telling her, I was like, well, maybe you should go say something first, like for me. And she'd be like, no, this is your career. Like, she's like, what do I look like going up and being like, well, this is like introduce. She's like, I'm not introducing you. Like,
Right.
she's like, no, literally. She's like, I'll walk, like, go with you. But like, for me, that was just the hard part of jumping out of a shell to be like, this is me and this is what I do. But still bring her with me, like, to games. Next season, she'll probably go with me to every game I go to still. And it's a comfort thing too. Like having my sister like there with me who's gonna make sure, I'm okay. So, and I told her, I was like, girl, if we gotta go out of town, I work at the airport. So I'm like, get you on a buddy pass, you'll come with me.
Right. So you was
I ain't
like,
put her on payroll.
you was
Right.
like
It
when
sounds like it.
dudes be like, my homie think you cute. What you think about him? Like, that's
Yeah, I was gonna have her do that for me. And she was like, absolutely. She's like,
My homie think you a
That's funny.
star. My homie think you.
you're gonna
She's
go up
right
there
over
and say
there.
something. And then, I'm thinking, I'm like,
That's
she's so
hilarious.
right. Like, but that's just me, my personality. Like it, and that's why
Yeah.
I struggled a lot because I was like, golly, I gotta talk to people.
I identify with everything you saying though. I'm people were like y'all on a podcast. Like if me and Rashad did not have these kind of conversations like off the screen and we just basically having a conversation, I don't know if we could do it. I don't know if we would do it. Like
Right.
we don't have a certain degree. We not professionally certified in this and that. Like y'all just some Louisville cats. What y'all talking about? What y'all know about something? You know what I'm saying? So I identify with that sometimes when I look at myself and doing certain things on certain platforms. But it's always funny that like the dopest people battle that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so and I agree with you on the network deal. Like that is when you do got some dope stuff. It's just like you just got to find the best way to get it off and the people and the right people and create the right ecosystem. And a lot of times the
Correct.
things you battle in your head will actually write themselves with just the action instead of perfection. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
And in this industry, when you network, it's like, several, like, a coach that coaches, just whatever, like not even a head coach, just like a defensive coordinator or somebody. So you meet with them and you're like, hey, what's up? Like, what's up with so and so and what's up with so and so. So it's like you can do easy handoffs so easy in this industry if you can just like you just gotta, like I said, just network. So I'm learning that too. I'm learning because, like I said, I've always been shy. I was like the stand behind my grandmother's leg at church kind of shy. And then when I got to law school, I'm like, when I start practicing, I'm like, oh, I got to talk in front of people. I've done a jury trial before. And I'm like, and it was a murder
it's hard to be
case.
shy.
Exactly. And it was like a murder. So,
Whoa.
and it was one of the first ones I've done. And I was like, Lashae, I hate public speaking. I'm like, but this is the job you're in. So I'm like, and you can tell I'm nervous because I'm starting to do this. And I'm like, Your Honor. And I'm like, my mom and my sisters, and they all came to watch. And they're like texting me on break. They're like, you're talking too fast. Quit, put your hands down and no one can hear you. Speak up. So I'm like, love to have those people to check you. But I still am that way, but it's gotten a little bit less. Cause I'm like, the worst thing to say is no. That's what she kept saying, my sister. She's like, the worst thing he's gonna tell you is he's already got an agent. No, he's not interested. Like and then we just leave. Like, so. But I don't like no.
What is it? Risk versus reward. Like the risk is just no. The reward is possibly like
You could sign this
ugly.
person, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I don't like no. I think that's the thing. Like when you don't like, I guess you have to be it's not even a confidence thing, but it's like if maybe they're gonna say no, you're like, if you have an inkling, they're gonna be like, no, that's when you're gonna hesitate. Cause like if I knew everyone was gonna say yes, of course I'm gonna go up and be like,
Right.
what's up, but it's cause I'm like, that chance that they're gonna be like, I'm already, signed or I'm already. I would know if they're signed already because most of the time we do our research, but it's a struggle.
Still.
It is a struggle for me.
Still.
It's something you get reps in on, and like you said, you're
Right.
getting
You gotta
better
get
at
your
it.
reps.
One day you'll look up, you'll be like, I don't even think about that no more. Like,
Right.
it is what it
Cool.
is.
Whatever. On to the next. You said you basically do everything you say, so just keep speaking into
That is true.
existence, and we sure it's gonna happen. So, what else you got, Shia?
Okay. It's two questions. Do you look at yourself as a role model for young girls. It can be young men too, but just how you speak about the ones you looked up to. And then any advice for young people who also want to be a lawyer? Like it doesn't necessarily even have to be X's and O's.
At first, I didn't think I did until I went to a high school to speak about my experiences as a lawyer. And one girl came up to me. She was like, "Oh my gosh, can I have your phone number? Like, I would love to." And I was like, that's kind of like it hit me. I was like, I might be a role model. So, I mean, I guess I do because, like I said, even if it was just that one girl, she was like, "I want to get into law. Can you please help me?" I was like, she's looking up to me. So, yes. I do. And then as far as advice, stick to stay true to yourself. I mean, that's so cliche, but these cliche sayings are there for a reason. Like, it's really just sticking to yourself and knowing and being prepared and knowing it is what you want to do so you're not wasting. And I mean, it's okay, like when you go to undergrad, like no one knows what they want to do. If they come in, but like just having a plan, college is expensive, wasting money and doing things like that. And then rely on your core. And by core, I mean like your family, your friends. You don't have to do it alone. Like, no one's going to take their test for you, but don't be afraid to reach out to people if you need help. I was in office hours when I was a law student all the time. No one in my family is a lawyer. I came into law school and you have people whose granddaddy was a judge, daddy's a lawyer, like, so they're answering questions and you're just like, how'd they know this? Because this is like my first year law school and you're thinking like, how are they so, like, they seem like they're so advanced. So I would go into, professors' offices and be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And just be real. So don't be afraid to do things like that because, like I said, everybody's not coming from a legal background. Like, they don't have that in their family. So rely on your core. I like that one a lot. That's probably gonna be my favorite one. My biggest advice is rely on other people for help. Don't do it by yourself.
Now that's real.
This is fun.
I guess divine. Oh, she likes it. Okay, I'm glad. Look, she shouldn't have said that. I'm like, shit, we might need you on again. Shit,
Right.
I
you hear
didn't know
something
I could
happen
talk
or
so
something
much
like
about
that.
myself. I'm like, look at me.
If I was in your position, I would think the same thing. Like, what they want to talk to me? What they gonna talk to me about? The next thing you know, you get about 50 minutes in, you're
And you
like,
just flowing. Like, I had rubber
okay.
shot. I was like, so what? What's this? Like, do I need to prepare something? Just the lawyer in me is like, what do I need to prepare? Like taking notes and stuff. But no, it just flows. Love that.
Right.
Real combos here at the iPod. You already know.
Yeah.
What's the biggest misconception athletes have about agents? And what's the biggest misconception the public has about agents, you think?
I probably would say for both the public and the athlete, is that they just are in it for the money. And that is, at least with Divine, that's the furthest thing. Like, we want to make sure athletes, we're looking pay. I mean, the NFL is going to be short this time. You're in it, you're out. What are you going to do after? What's your life going to look like after you're out of the NFL? So we want to make sure that everyone who comes, and signs with us is going to be prepared for life after the NFL. Are you trying to start a business? Like, just forward thinking. Are you trying to start a business? Are you trying to do this? Or do you want to go back to school? Like, just so many different things. So I think that's like one thing that we hammer home anytime we're meeting with a family is like, they're a business, even, these college guys, but NIL, like, you're literally a business. That's what NIL is making everyone like get an LLC, protect yourselves. So I say the biggest misconception that we're definitely not, a part of is being in it for the money, especially in the eat what you kill industry. Like, this is, like I said, in an industry where you're only going to get money based on like commissions and stuff like that. Like, the people who are still in it, who are not like, banking, that should let you know that they're not in it for the money. They're trying to make sure that you're not being taken advantage of, that your life after the NFL is going to be good. Like, what do you need so you can be successful? Because if you're going to be successful in the NFL, like, prayerfully, but after the NFL, what does that look like for you and your family?
Do all agencies take that approach, or do you feel like that's something specific with? Do you feel like that's a agent's role truly, or do you feel like that what you're saying is something specific to Divine?
So I've only ever been with Divine, but if we want to get just literal and technical, the agent's role is, you're negotiating contracts, you're, seeing if you can get the best deal, like, you're speaking to these teams on behalf of the player. But I'm like, as an agent, like, when you take on this role, I feel like that should be a part. I feel like that should be a part of it. I'm not saying it's not like spelled out saying,
Right,
But,
right,
you wanna make sure because if I'm like, "Oh, I don't know anything about finance," we're gonna make sure we're
right.
connected with someone we're connecting you or have someone on our staff that's in a financial, advisory position like that. So I'm like, I'm not sure if everyone does that, but I know we do for sure.
Have you ever heard, I wouldn't say ever had to, but also ever maybe been in like the premises where an athlete's had to be told, this deal is legal, but, you know, it isn't right for you, or we don't, or something in that
No, I get you. No,
kind
I
of,
haven't. I'm not saying that's not gonna happen, but yeah, I have not
right.
yet.
Good. That's good though.
I mean, I'm sure it'll come.
As I was
Like,
about to
I'm
say, it was just
sure.
more so,
It's
yeah,
just
it's
because
more
'cause I'm
so,
so
it's like,
new.
have you ran
Yeah.
across that? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess in the NIL era, everything's changed so quickly. It seems like it is just Pandora's box and every day, and it's just something, whether it's eligibility or just blah, blah, blah. With all this freedom, in your opinion, do you feel like it is good for the athlete, or do you feel like anyone's being exploited? Do you feel like both parties are benefiting? You feel like
I
there need
think
to be
it's
more
good.
rules?
I think
Okay.
there needs to be a collective bargaining agreement for NIL.
On behalf of,
Because it's like every state's doing something different. Everybody's doing something different. Like the NFL, they have a collective bargaining agreement. Like everyone who
hmm
plays for the NFL, is going by this CBA. I think they need to do the same thing for NIL. The NCAA, you're starting to see they're putting restrictions, like you're starting to see court cases.
right.
But I'm like, it's still kind of very much the wild, wild west. You could have Joe Smo, your cousin, going out and negotiating an NIL deal for you. Not saying that you need to have a licensed agent doing, but I just think there needs to be restrictions. There needs to be one system for this.
hmm
But there's so many questions, but like, who's gonna write this? Who's gonna make the rules? Who is gonna be the CBA, like the party that does who handles this?
Right.
So
I literally had that combo today. This man said, he's like, so what if the Big Ten implements this certain rule? And then everybody's like, well, the SEC ain't got this, so I'm just going to go to
Go to
SEC.
the
Like,
SEC.
so it needs to be somebody
just
that just like, hey,
uniform.
this is what it is.
And there's been a kind of like a case like that where the kid from Ohio, top recruit, wanted to had the opportunity to make NIL money maybe before he got to college. Governing body of their athletics was basically like, no, or they put it on hold or something like that. And he was basically like, cool, I'm not going to go to Ohio State then. Ohio boy, I'm not going to go to Ohio State then. And now you put in flux, the university because of the governing board of high school sports. And then it's just like, and that's just a case by case basis. That's just Ohio.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, as your spot as an agent, is NIL like, is it kind of scary to do you have to like look and like kind of proud the scene more on
As far as like,
NIL, or
as far as like the actual contracts,
just like situate, like running into situations like that to where you're like, is it even worth it, where I could just, I mean, of course there's a more finite number of NFL players, but at the same time it's like, I might be just better dealing with this than, stepping into some stuff that has no precedent.
yeah.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah, I think you're like, yes, I think
It's
it is
complicated.
very
I know.
complicated because I'm like, it's just so just duh. Like that's just how I feel about it. It's just so
Right.
because like you said, you're gonna get somebody who's saying, well, we're offering X amount of dollars, and then you're like, okay, well, yeah, I think that's a great, here's the reasons why. If you want to go to this program, here's the reasons why, you're going to this program. But something as simple as like dollars more from a program that you weren't even thinking about. You're like, all right, well, is the money going to be the only reason why you are choosing X over this school, or so it's just it's complicated because
Okay.
like that's just the
I didn't know in your head, if you just look at it and you're like, this is so much extra work. I don't know what I'm stepping into when it comes to the NIL department. I'd just rather go hunting in the NFL because at least got a CBA, I got this, I got that, I got presidents, blah, blah, blah. Or is it like, well, it's a bigger pond to fish in, more opportunity, or there's
No,
things like
no,
that?
it's definitely gonna be or more opportunities when you do NIL. It's just like I said, but also with those more opportunities is a lot of the stuff that comes with it. I mean, you get in a lot of schools now that are like Kentucky just got like they're having an entity do NIL. Like they create the
Yes,
entity.
we've heard a lot of discussion
Yeah,
on
so
that.
like Kentucky has one. I just did. Said Virginia Tech. I think Virginia Tech. So a lot of schools are now just they're kind of stepping out of it and making it's still connected to the school, but it's not saying like UK. It's saying Big Blue, whatever UK's is.
Whatever.
You
Yep.
know, so it's the
Yep.
entity
I
that's
got you.
kind of handling the marketing and their NIL and all that for the students. But I mean, I still think you need a CBA even with that. Because like I said, each state is going to do something different. You look at an NIL contract, you got a kid from Kentucky, that NIL contract is going to say this is governed by, the laws of Kentucky. You got a kid from Ohio, this is governed by the laws. And they're just so different that it's like, this has to be uniform.
And then from your standpoint, you just talked about if I was a college athlete, I'd rather have someone who is certified. Now, if they have Joe Schmo or their uncle going over that, are they understanding it to the capacity of someone maybe in y'all's camp when it comes to
If they
I
have
don't want to
legal,
put
I'm not
anything
gonna
on
say if they
anybody.
have,
I don't want to put on
if they
anybody,
have the
but like
knowledge, I feel like there needs to be the ones that, at least the ones that I have read, you need a lawyer. Unless it says,
at the very least.
Grant, we're gonna give you the player X dollars. If it said over this course amount of time, if it was as simple as that, okay, you can have Joe Smo. But they're not. That's the thing. Like I'm looking at them. I've had to read contracts that are like 5 times to like, I'm like, what are they even saying? Like as a lawyer, and I'm a lawyer. So I'm like, looking up, what does this even mean? Like I've never even heard of this. So I'm like, if they're all looking like this, then everyone needs to have some type of professional. It don't even have to be a lawyer. You don't have to be a lawyer to be an agent. Like even if you had an agent, just look at it. They have a trained like eye to say like, oh no, we don't like that termination clause or we don't like this clause of, you know, because you mess around and do something, I don't know, whatever to violate a term of the clause, and then boom, you don't have that money anymore because you didn't have anyone to come look at it. And like the contracts that I've seen and the numbers that I've heard, and you're not trying to lose, $50,000 because you didn't read or have someone really take a good look at that contract, and now you did a violation of like this clause, and now $50,000 is gone.
Oof.
True.
Ooh. Hey, for anyone who's family members, kids, anybody you know might be a rising star and maybe start running into these situations, these are real thoughts and conversations that need to be
Because it's
had before,
real, like real
before it hits you in the
money.
face.
Yeah, I'm like, I've seen something. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you're 22 and you're making this amount of money. I'd be mad.
Thank you.
I'd be mad
Thank you.
If I'm a player and because something I didn't even understand, not even something that I intentionally did, like something that you just,
Right.
not even realizing what you did, and then next thing you're hit with like, oh, you just forfeited $500 million.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather pay an agent to somebody to make sure that I'm covered than to spend the rest of my life thinking about what could have been on a bag that I'll never attain again. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I worry about. That's what I personally worry about. Just me, just like that does a lot on people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anyone to ever be in that situation.
No, I'm gonna be depressed for a very long.
Right. That's why I'm just keeping it a buck.
Time. Like it is
Just
gonna
keeping
just
it a
impact the
buck.
way I play football. It's just gonna, because I'm always just gonna be thinking about like, dang,
I don't even love this no more.
messed up.
All right, now y'all a faith-driven, faith-based organization, which we mentioned before at Divine Sports.
Yes, we got a men's Bible study.
Shout out to Men's Bible Study. Is there I ain't gonna say like a constitution, but is there like a code or just like something that the athletes have to align with when they choose Divine? Is it these are our values, these are what we stick to in our principles? How can we cater that to you as your agents or your firm? How does the spiritual aspect work when you're working with athletes?
So I think like if you look on our website, we have values and beliefs. that we
I did.
that we stand by. There's no like code of conduct, that says,
Right.
you can't do this, you can't do that. But when we talk to our athletes and their families, we do say, this is what we represent. So we hope whatever, this means to you, that you're living and you're representing that as well. Like I said, there's no, you can't do XYZ, you can't do this. So we're just hoping that you chose us because you align with that. It's a kind of unspoken thing. It's like, all right, I kind of know what the expectation is.
That's what I figured. But um, does faith ever cost athletes money? Do you believe?
Yeah. I mean, not I haven't
And
seen it
then
like, I'm not saying us personally, but like
right.
we see it all the
No,
time.
I'm just asking
Like,
generally. Yeah.
Tim Tebow.
Top.
I mean, even can I think of his name right now? Yeah, I know who I'm talking about. Taking the knee, like stuff like that. Yeah,
Colin.
well, like I cannot think of his name. It's not coming. Yeah, so
Colin.
yeah, people are taking stances. This is definitely going to cost them, but you're going to stand for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Now, is there a risk of mixing faith and capitalism? Like your intersectionality is. I'm trying to think of the way that I really want to ask it. How do y'all make it work? How do y'all make it work? knowing that it's also inspiring, at the same time. So, and to many Christians, to many alike throughout, even though I'm sure listening to this, I'm sure they're thinking like, you're doing a job. And like you said, it's commission only, but also it's faith-based, at the same time. So it's like,
We make it work because we're faith-based. And the integrity and all that's a big part of it. I think that it's one of those things that like, that's what we're using to stand on to work. Like we're going to know that, okay, if this didn't work out or this player or, whatever XYZ didn't have, it happened for a reason, and that you have faith that that door was closed or that door was never open because there's another door that's going to open so I think the faith is like the cornerstone. It is the cornerstone, and it's the wheels that make everything. I sound cliche. The wheels are literally turning and like we realize that it's working because of our faith, if that makes sense. Like, oh, you know what? They didn't want to sign with us because, they don't, whatever. All right, well then the next person who does is going to sign. So.
Okay, Sister Richie.
Well, no, I get that a lot. that is a
that's
compliment.
perfect, though.
So.
It is. Because if you are just, I don't know, athlete who lives a Christian lifestyle, you're probably thinking in the game of, eat what you kill, dogs, this and that. Is there really going to be a team of people out there who live life or have the same thought processes or whatever in these tough situations, in the negotiate? Like you just said, success is built on building a correct, right ecosystem around you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is also out here.
It's because of like, it's literally like, as I'm not gonna say as an athlete, but like for me, it's like, all right, I'm praying about everything. It's just the way I'm like, God, this is what I want to do. I'm struggling. I can't connect with these players. I can't, like, these are the things I'm struggling. I'm talking to God about it. And like, and then boom, it just happens. Like, I know, like all of a sudden, I got people answering my DMs, or all of a sudden I got, I'm connecting, I'm speaking better, I'm doing it. I'm like, literally, that's the wheel. That was the wheel. Like, that's making everything turn.
Or even like, I know for me, the older I get, like, I was like, you can do a lot of things for me, but like a lot of our problems are our problems. You know what I'm saying? So I may ask somebody to pray for me, or a group of people or people I know close to pray for me. So in that situation, having a group of people to have your back in these situations to still have that kind of, that would mean a lot to me if I was a person in that position looking for a group of people who were going to represent my best interest.
Right.
Ultimately.
Because, you're gonna, like I said, they're gonna be aligned. Once we give them what we're about, and this is who we are, and this is what we do. Either, like you said, I'm a heathen, and I'm not gonna, and I don't care.
Right.
So, like I said, it all works out.
Is NFL like, they're just totally different, like in comparison to college when it comes to your role? Or is it pretty much, or are there a lot of similarities when it comes to dealing with the NFL in comparison to the NCAA maybe?
It's like they're the same but different. Like, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're dealing, I mean, a lot more, obviously a lot more money, but you still deal with you're still dealing with personnel. So, like, if you're dealing with college, you're dealing with the coaching staff. We're not necessarily coaching, like, not too much, but, like, more the front office and, scouts and managers and all this stuff. So, I mean, it's pretty much the same, just a lot more money involved.
A little less people, a lot more
Yes,
money.
yeah, exactly.
It makes sense. It makes sense. What some fans don't understand about how fragile the NFL career really is, but just people on the outside in general.
I mean, I think just that they just don't understand how fragile it is. One injury just like ruined your career, and I'm gonna say season. Like you could, so I think. I mean, I think they do get it to a point, but if the contract is not set up right, then
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll understand like the money. Like they see a number, and they're like, oh, so and so signed for this amount of money, but they don't see well, how much of that is guaranteed? How much is I mean, I guess you can, like, but,
Guaranteed, incentive based,
yeah, so I'm
all
like,
that stuff,
just the details of they see the number. I mean, you can do your
and think that that's
research.
what they think they just get paid 2.3 million as soon as they sign that paper, and then
Right.
they're 2.3, they're millionaires now.
Exactly.
That's what no taxes, no nothing. They don't think about nothing. No fees, no nothing.
And like I said, and
Right.
people who, like, can do their research on it, but like I said, there's a lot that goes
Right.
to that number, and, like, are they really even getting that number? Like, how much of that is guaranteed?
Me and Rashad have a clip that we put out today talking about all the NFL Week 18 incentives and all the people who can, make an extra $500,000 to $1 million on their salaries based on performance incentives.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. All that's in kind of, you get this, you do Pro Bowl, you do all these incentives, and you get this money, but it's not just.
Does it feel like a marathon? Does it feel like a marathon where it's like then from when we're talking about how fragile the career is, like we got not preseason, we got voluntary camps, and we got mandatory camps, then we got cuts, then we got then we got
It's definitely not like the season back. No, you don't ever stop. Once the Super Bowl happens, and
Yeah.
you're still like, all right, well, like you said, we got mini camps, we
negotiations.
got rookie, exactly. Yes, Combine. Combine is next month. Shout out to Combine. I went last year. It was a really good
You might have
time.
to.
I was about to say, you
Yeah.
going back?
We might have
I'm
to
trying
put
to
you back
slide.
on for that.
I'm trying to slide.
Come up. It's in Indy.
Yeah,
I met
that's crazy.
so many people last year that was like, for when you're in the seminar, you're like, oh my gosh, look how many agents there are. Like, it's such a competitive field too. There's so many agents, but like met a lot of great people, a lot of the inspiration, like just thinking like, gosh, I'm ready to be one of the greats. But Combine's a good time.
Stepping.
Everyone's chill, relaxed, completely different from what I thought it was going to be, but I won't be as dressed up this year.
You're
See
not
if
the
we can
new
find
the new
Nicole.
girl no
No.
more.
See if we can find Nicole. See if we'll ask her. We'll say, yo, can we get you on real quick? She'll tell us
Right.
no, but it's okay.
Right.
It's
We're
okay.
okay with no's. We're okay with no's.
Here,
Hey, Doug.
I'm about here. I just need you to say shout out to the iPod. Pod.
Yes,
Here.
and then repost.
Right here,
Put it
into
on.
this
And
mic in front of this
repost,
camera.
yes.
Right.
Thank you.
Shit. That's hilarious.
So we started with the UK stuff. How do you feel that Kentucky lost in football and basketball this year? How does that make you feel?
As Louisville looms over her shoulder.
I mean, I obviously wasn't like happy about. Maybe I think we had to take this one, the football loss. We had to take that so we could get a new coach.
I completely agree. Could you imagine if he won? Could you imagine if he won?
I took this one for
We'll eat this
we'll
one.
eat this one for the greater good. Like,
Mitch would have signed him to a 5-year deal. Heck no. No, Mitch.
that was like, all right, well, that one was for a good cause. Basketball. That one I really was like, oh, gosh.
I know that hurt a little bit.
Did.
I know that hurt a
It
little
did.
bit.
But shout out to Mark Pope.
I mean,
To the Pope.
you got to give us something every now and then. Even as a Louisville
No,
fan.
we don't want to do that.
Y'all been
I know.
dominating us in basketball.
And what really gets me though is they've been beating us in football, dog.
Right.
Like we grew up, we was always smacking UK, and then Stoops came in and really had a run on us. And then even when Brom came in for his first year, I'm like, dog, ain't no way.
Yeah, I was
ain't no
definitely
way.
like living on a cloud.
That's what killed me the most.
Talking shit to everybody.
Killed me the most.
Now, this year you're just like, all right, well, ebbs and flows.
I'm gonna say we only beat y'all once. Jeez Louise.
You know how it is when you win, it's the Super Bowl. When you lose, like
I swear,
a big deal.
We got 25 more games to go. What about the tournament? Ain't nobody worried about no Louisville?
Yeah.
You saw these teams I got coming up. I was never worried about Louisville. All right.
Right. Like, okay.
But yeah, I would still be talking about it if we won.
I got a hypothetical. So let's say you become big time agent and you're doing your thing. Would you be a booster? Is that allowed?
No.
You can't do both, right?
No way.
Okay.
I was about to say, no way.
Post lawyer career, would you be a booster for anybody?
I don't know.
Kentucky.
Yeah, say you ran it up Nicole Lynn style one time, and then you was like, yeah, let me stretch my legs. I love sports, it done me a service. Let me go ahead and break off something.
Probably for UK. Yeah.
She'd have a little track named after or something.
Right. I feel like she would be like, name it after Sister Richie instead.
No, it would definitely be Anna and Robert, track and field.
I'm telling you, I already know.
They're going to know.
Whatever it is.
But I'm just thinking about, so since NILs are so open, why couldn't you do both? Like, why couldn't you be a lawyer, but then like, what if you had an organization and be like, all right, they donated the money? I don't know. Really,
okay,
it's
you fund.
It happens right now.
You fund the organization, but then you negotiate the deals. I feel like that has something to do with her being an agent more so than the booster part. Where it's like, the lawyer, where it's like, hold on, you can't even operate in good faith.
Right.
I feel like it's more something like that, like not necessarily.
Yeah,
I'm just talking.
It's like that's her money.
Right, literally.
NIL world's crazy though. We gotta make sure, you never know.
That's just the bottom line.
That's true.
That's gonna be its own clip right there, the CBA talk for sure.
All right. I got a game and then I got some rapid fire questions to wrap it up. The game is just a simple game. It's called Sign or Decline. It's 5 questions. I'm gonna read just a statement about an athlete, and these are made up. And you tell me, would you sign them or decline?
Avatar athletes.
Right. Okay, first one. 25-year-old, he's got max talent, but he has a history of suspensions. Sign or decline?
Decline.
What kind of suspensions?
It don't even matter.
She don't care, right?
Because I'm going to just believe that there was some valid suspensions.
Multiple, right. It's like,
Josh
come
Gordon.
on now. Okay, that's a good face to put to it.
I'm sorry, Josh.
Right. I just smoked a little bit.
Like, yeah, you can't do that, though.
Right.
It's legal now. Well, it wasn't legal then.
Okay. Second one. Role player with limited stats but elite social media presence. Sign or decline?
He's got the vibes.
Okay, role player, limited stats, great social media.
He's doing numbers. He's doing numbers online.
The right kind of
right. The wrong kind of numbers.
Yeah, I'm
money.
I'm gonna play decline.
All right. Number 3. Injury-prone all-star in a contract year.
Ooh, he got you on the contract year report.
Sign.
You gonna take it?
Good job. I like it.
You can negotiate like hour and all that stuff. So
this next one, I feel like I know what your answer is gonna be, but number 4, overseas phenom with 0 U.S. exposure.
What is his? I'll probably say sign.
Right.
You can get a good team here to get you exposed.
Yep. He's a phenom too? Yeah. I'm taking him. We'll work
All
out
right,
the
Yeah,
rest
all
we'll
right,
later.
Luka
figure it out how
Doncic.
we
All
can
right,
get you
all right,
good
Luka.
here.
Yep. Big Luca fan over here. So,
Yeah, that's what I figured.
except I am getting a little tired of his whining, even as a fan.
He is whiny though. That's just what he is. Sometimes the great players are whiny. You gotta take a little whining with the dining. You know what I'm saying? You gotta whine and dine
That's
you a little
facts.
bit.
Okay. Number 5. Great locker room guy, average numbers, wants big money.
So he's
But he's gonna get your locker room together though.
he's
Okay,
gonna a good old pep talk.
He's
Decline.
right.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I'm gonna say decline.
If he can rationalize with himself.
right. He want big money though. He's like, my talking skills is elite.
Skills is elite is crazy.
His skills.
But you're not putting those
That's
numbers up.
funny.
But you can talk though.
No,
Right. Exactly.
no. Oh, he's
Okay.
not putting them
Locker
numbers
room
up.
numbers.
He's just straight locker room. Good for practice. Good for morale. Yeah,
Morale.
good. Like, but he knows he's 10th through 12th man on the bench, or he's
Right.
he's third on the depth
Okay.
chart.
Yeah.
That was sign or decline. That's the first and probably only time we'll play that
We'll
game.
play unless she comes back on again.
Yeah,
We gotta
right.
come up
Only
with we'll come
it's
up with some
your
crazy
game.
scenarios.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
your game. It's your game. You gotta take that with you. Take it to the
All right.
office
I
or
am.
something. Sign a decline.
That right. That I'm sure that'll be a clip. Okay,
Take it to the
rapid
Ricky
fire. I got
Symposium.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rapid fire questions. Just ain't gotta be deep unless you want it to be. Just say an answer, and that's it. Football or basketball?
Football.
Veterans or rookies?
Veterans.
Talent or marketability?
Talent.
Favorite part about being a lawyer or sports agent?
Fast paced life.
Least favorite?
Selling myself.
You're on your way to work. What's playing in the car?
Chris Brown. Any Chris Brown.
The harder client, the superstar or the underdog?
Superstar.
Last one. If you weren't a lawyer, what would you be?
A wedding planner.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Some
That's where her
very
NRL's
detailed.
time's going. You think you would like
Wedding
that?
planning wedding? Yes. I feel like
Mhm.
I would be one with like the Bluetooth speaker, like
Clipboard.
yes, that's exactly me. That's my
Yep.
personality.
Or an iPad.
If you wasn't doing like so much on the legal on the agent front, I'd say that'd be one of the many hats you could definitely wear. You could
Because
definitely.
I'm just so
They doing-
detailed. Like I feel like I would be a perfect wedding planner. And
That's what you
like
that's what you need though. Somebody you can trust who's detailed.
itineraries, all that, like everything gotta be.
For like the same thing, the same qualities that make you a good agent will make you a good wedding planner though. Someone I can
That's
trust
true.
on, someone that can get the job done, someone who can take
That's
up
true.
all the details that I can't take care of when I'm the athlete,
is
the star,
true.
whatever it
Yeah.
is. It's
I might start
ain't
planning
lying.
weddings.
Start you some NIL weddings.
Wedding.
no,
Right in
no,
with
to
it.
your athletes. No, to your, yeah, I was about to say to your athletes being like, yo, you know I do this on the side, right? I get you together
Right.
for 40 racks.
that-
I
Put
have
that in the contract.
Yes,
You
I
gotta
have
come
to
to.
be
You
your
gotta
I
let
have
me
one-
plan it.
I have one take at your wedding performing for 40. I have one take
Nah,
with
for
me.
real. That's funny.
Oh, man, that is
That's
good.
all I got though, Marcus. I don't know if you got some more.
One thing I was gonna say, Louisville, Chris Redman, UFL team just signed the the Louisville Kings. They'll be playing down at
Soccer
the
stadium.
Yep, the soccer stadium.
Lynn family.
Is that a potential clientele for anyone who might have the possibility to jump up to a bigger league?
So we've discussed UFL before.
Okay, I'm
So-
sure you have.
I'm not sure if that's the direction we're heading right now.
The direction they're heading. So it means, Rashad, me and you, we don't gotta mess with them sharks. We can go get it on our own. Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
Joe
man.
Schmo.
You heard
Hey.
Joe Schmo's
Joe.
Uncle Tony? I'm back, baby. I'm back.
But look, I just need 50 racks. I'm good.
What'd you say earlier?
50 racks.
Hey, imagine what I
flip
can
that
do with 50
100,000.
racks.
Right.
Lunch with Jay-Z, 50 racks for me. What you want
Right.
to do? All right, that's cool.
Well, this was fun.
Yeah, I
It
think
was.
that was
a
it
good
for the
episode.
show. You want your outro?
I do.
We gave you your intro. All right, so it's for the audience. Get out of here. I meant to click on the wrong thing. Before we get out of here, we want to thank our guest again, Lashae Richie, the head of legal at Divine Sports and Entertainment, for sitting with us and breaking down what representation really looks like in today's game. From navigating the NIL era to protecting young athletes to balancing faith, integrity, and big business, this conversation reminded us that sports isn't just about what happens on the field, it's about the decisions that shape lives long after the lights go off. And to our listeners, thank you for rocking with us, for tapping in, for always being open to different perspectives. If this episode gave you something to think about, make sure you share it with somebody who needs to hear it. You can follow us on Instagram at the iPod. This is the real iPod. I'm messing up my own stuff now.
_ the real iPod.
_ the real iPod. And at iPod HQ _ and you can find Lashae Richie at Shae SHEESQ _ for clips, conversations, and everything in between. The show is available wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and all major platforms. Rate it, review it, subscribe, and stay curious. This is the iPod. We'll catch you on the next one. Shout out to my bros, Juice Daddy. Now, they're two brothers. Juice Daddy, go follow them on Insta. This is their poppy, pineapple, strawberry, cucumber, watermelon, and lime. And this one is their stepdaddy. Apple, celery, lemon, kale, ginger. It's a sweet with earthy taste. You can get orders from them online. You can pick them up. You can see them at the farmers market. They're at both the St. Matthews and the New Albany farmers market on Saturdays. Just tap in with them, man.